Patronijex. We're gonna watch Supernatural. Ready?
I'm so ready. I'm really excited. I've been looking forward to Supernatural.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just in the moment right now. Let's do this thing.
Storm's coming. Boys, we're smacking. It's just to pick up where we left off, saving people. Family business. You and I have seen things most people couldn't even dream of. Kill it. End of story. That's our job. No, Dean, that's not our job. Our job is hunting evil. They're all the same, Sam. They're not human, okay? We have to exterminate every last one of them.
It's a very general recap.
I guess they're gonna be hunting something that they can't tell is good or bad.
That's probably, yeah. Ooh. Don't go too fast now.
I've never seen a road sign like that.
Really? I feel like
It's
they're
like-
more like mountain, like if you're like in a canyon or something. Oh. Oh,
Yeah, you dumbass.
buddy.
You dumbass.
We're gonna die soon.
You know, it doesn't work in real life. They're never like, I'm mad at you. No, it doesn't work.
It's usually.
Yeah, they're like, get away from
What are
me.
you doing?
Fucking- yeah.
It's completely inappropriate right now. Oh. Ow. It's an effective car crash.
See, we don't know if the spirit's evil.
I do like this kind of shot a lot. This very specific kind of shot.
Wow, you look great.
Don't worry, her hair is covering like a gushing wound.
No, it doesn't look like it.
she's going, no blood? Where's the blood?
Or she's a ghost.
Oh. She's doing a good job with this.
Now's my chance.
Get out of this relationship for good. Start a whole new life. Ooh, what the? It looks pretty evil. Look pretty, yeah. I don't know.
Is she in like a purgatory or something?
Maybe that guy just needs surgery, but the only way he can talk is if he, like, maybe he can only look human if he holds his breath or something. And it's just a big misunderstanding, and he just needs help.
You don't take anything seriously. I'm sorry. What are the odds?
Damn.
We just happen to be supernatural hunters.
We are the best people for this job. Mm.
It's feminist bullshit.
Always get in the way of the cool plans.
I want to clarify I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm not. I hate women. All of them. Remember how you told me I never take anything serious?
I'm so suspicious of her because she's not injured. So I'm like, she a ghost or she like that's just what I'm wondering.
That is a good point, because they're... They're usually not shy about gore on this show. Now salt her bones.
Who do you think?
David was dropping me off.
What do you say? What do you say?
No, your husband, Sam.
It might be.
Uh-oh.
The animals. You might want to buckle up, Molly.
Yeah, you don't get a...
It's best she doesn't know.
But they're... Don't mess with Dean's car. Ghost. Ooh.
No, so they know what they're dealing with.
Mm-hmm. We're joining this one mid-hunt. It is. What?
It's always easier to support your point when you have a visual aid.
Yeah. Well, and she saw a monster.
Supernaturally.
It's a little uncalled for, Dean.
Ew.
Oh no.
No!
Ugh. Oh! Gotta stock up on salt then. Take a salt bath. Don't worry, there'll be a Stepford episode at some point.
Weird shot.
I know. Kind of liked it though. The rip in the screen.
You check upstairs, see if you can find any notes or records telling us where he buried. I'll just check.
Molly looks just like her. You're a fast reader.
Ooh, tiny door. It's a Coraline episode. What was the show where Jennifer Love Hewitt talked to ghosts? I can't. There was a show where Jennifer Love Hewitt was like a medium.
Call girl.
That's the one. That's definitely it. Ooh. Ugh.
He really knows his sense.
Oh, did she commit suicide? They're gonna like
Keep it.
And maybe that will help put him to rest. Mhm. Mm. She's in a similar situation. Mm. It's very Evil Dead establishing shot. Hmm. Mhm. Mm.
You're so loud.
It's a big peeve of mine in movies. Mm. Mm.
This is such a dark song.
I know.
It's like tone. Also one of the easiest songs to play on the guitar.
Yeah, right. Well, because once you figure out, like, oh, you just go like linearly through each
Yeah.
chord.
I think they're both dead. Her and her hubby.
Ugh. That's a good. That's a good theory. I like it.
And she wants to be reunited with her husband, but they're both dead.
Whoa.
That's how you justify how he does. Okay, maybe he's not. She's not dead. No, I'm gonna stick to it. She's dead.
Ooh. Ooh. Ow.
Oh, she got sharp nails. How did the bullet won't go through it?
I don't know. Well, it's like a blast. As well. Oh. Whoa. What are you?
What are these powers?
I know. What is this like force? Well, ghosts have been known to make things fly around rooms. Come on, Samuel.
Car magically works again.
Probably. You gotta tell her now.
You're dead. Called you right away. Called
Yeah.
it. She's one of the good spirits.
Yeah, that's a good call. Get an example of both.
He has a new family.
Ha 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 ha. Ho ho ho. What? He got remarried.
Yeah, he's got a new family.
Damn.
Saying that there isn't just one spirit haunting Highway 41, there are two. Jonah Greenlee and you. For the past 15 years, one night a year you've been appearing on that highway.
That's not possible. It was our anniversary, February 22nd.
92.
Yes.
It's 2010.
Ooh.
Alright, tell me about Highway 41. 12 accidents over 15 years. 5 of them fatal. All of them happening on the same night. Looking at the interstate dead zone, phantom hitchhiker, what? Not quite. Year after year, witnesses said the same thing made them crash. A woman appearing in the middle of the road, to be chased by a man. Two spokes.
Damn.
Damn.
I
Dude.
mean, I don't need all this.
Saw.
I
Do.
mean, I would have put this all together myself. All this was already put together for me.
This is the post cap.
Some spirits want to see
Hmm. Hmm.
They're really driving this home, are they?
So wait. What's happening right now? It's a cool shot.
We needed you to lead us. Yeah. See. What do you care? You're dead. Jeez.
Kim has already said his goodbyes, Mom. Now it's your turn. This is your unfinished business. Just let go. It's time. It's time to go.
Are you not crying?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, because in the moment I'm thinking, that's a lot of like emotional work to do in like a few seconds.
Yeah.
Just let go of your 15 years.
Do you believe in angels now, Dean? Huh? Dean? Does that look like hell to you, Dean?
She just goes and communes with the sun.
Guess she wasn't so bad. Ghost. You think she's really going to a better place?
Yeah.
Guess we'll never know. We'll find ourselves.
Foreshadowing.
That's the theme. He knows his name. He follows actors' credentials.
Definitely. Dean's a movie buff. When they're not, doing ghost research, he's on IMDb.
Well, John, what'd you think of the episode?
Overall, I liked this episode. I really appreciated the approach that they took to it. I mean, I didn't necessarily need the Saw style, like, stitch together all of the different bits of information at the end, but I liked the way that they. It's funny, like, you really called the ending, but for me, it was easy for me to agree with you because I think they did a nice job of using their theme in a lot of different ways. Because you have the really malicious version with the farmer where like, he can't let go and he's become warped, and over time and stuff, and he's a vengeful spirit towards her, and then having her. It's like I love that detail where the whole time it's like it would make sense that she's trying to look for her husband, but I had that realization moment of like, she and the other guy are kind of in the same position, just in totally different ways. And I don't know. I liked that going back to like just a ghost or a haunting episode is not that big of a deal now, but the way they told the story and the way that they chose to explore both sides through Sam and Dean of the sentimental side, the spirits are like wounded animals and it's compound trauma sort of, and there's like a sympathy there, but there's also but then they become monsters sometimes, and I don't know. it wasn't like my favorite episode ever, but I did appreciate a lot of what they brought to the ghost story aspect.
And also, too, just in looking over some things to assemble this stream along and highlights reel, I did realize that this episode probably does have a kind of neat rewatch factor. Just looking over certain scenes, especially with the way Sam and Dean are behaving towards our sort of central heroine figure here. So that was pretty cool. I appreciate that, too.
Yeah, it was cool having the juxtaposition of two different ghosts here. I like that element. The only reason I was able to predict it was because, it's been pretty apparent that whatever they recap at the beginning of these shows,
Yeah,
it's like we don't skip the recap only because it makes it more difficult for people to sync. But the fact is that recaps often give pretty big clues as to what we might thematically explore.
Yeah.
Honestly, the main giveaway was the fact that she wasn't injured.
Yeah.
Like she had no scarring, and
That's a
honestly,
really good point.
as long as if she was like fucked up or bruised, which I don't understand. I guess from like the rules are very lenient with the ghost stuff, and in this show, it's the first time I've seen a ghost have like fucking force powers, right? But
yeah,
but like he's very injured. He's whatever his name is, lawnmower.
Farmer Roadkill.
He's all injured, like his images, but she's not. And I think the show was trying to do a visual clue by having her not be injured, but I thought it was too much of a giveaway.
That makes sense.
Where I'm like, I would have been perfectly fine for her. She was in the car crash. She just got in the crash.
Yeah.
And if she's reliving this repeat thing every year that she's been in this terrible car wreck, let her be like
At least a bit
fucked up.
injured.
Yeah. Because of that one clue, I was like, oh, she's totally dead.
Yeah, because she hits him, and I mean, maybe the implication is like maybe she just died on impact and he bled out or something. So maybe when he died, he was gorier. But yeah, it is kind of a. The other thing is if you just pay attention to these shows, and especially on Supernatural, I think that's a very astute observation because they usually don't shy away from gore, from injury gore, and also, in terms of like TV censorship, like realistic gore is the easiest to get past, That's why all the crime procedural shows are able to show you autopsies because technically that's, appropriate for a real situation. So yeah, it is kind of a giveaway that they did that. Although I do appreciate, especially... It's funny. It's like my main issue with the episode was that dump at the end, which I get it because there are times when in an episode like this, it helps to go, okay, it clears up a couple plot holes, but for the most part, I really understand what happened.
I mean,
but,
all they showed, I was like, we already put all that together.
Yeah, and in the
this is going on
dialogue
for such a long time.
And the funny thing was, and I wondered if maybe they even needed to fill time or something like that. Because like the episode was also good at whenever I had an issue or a nitpick, it usually addressed it somewhere in the dialogue, or it's like even at the beginning you said like with the what are the odds of them running across her, and then the episode really nicely justifies that over time. But I really appreciated what I started with. The idea I started with was the way the episode starts with the wreck, and then it takes you in her perspective into the immediate, because that's in ghost lore, oftentimes it is depicted as being trapped in a moment, and so like it would just be this kind of seamless loop that keeps resetting for her, and so to take the sympathetic perspective, I thought that was really effective.
I think most of the time when they take the perspective of someone else who is being witness to who Sam and Dean are, I'm more gravitated towards that kind of storytelling for some reason. Maybe because of what they do is just so out of the norm, just so out of the realm of what everyone's, especially when you have a character who's being forced into a position to deal with supernatural stuff. That's why I like their episodes too, when they start off with like a later on tease sequence or throwing you into Dean's getting arrested or something like that.
We join like immediately rather than like a few minutes of banter and then here's the case this week.
I like the technical standpoint of this episode in terms of the production. I could really feel the weather. I could really feel the mood of it all. Like it always impresses me when I get a little pulled out, thinking, where did they shoot this? Because this really felt like this doesn't look like digital rain. This doesn't look like digital snow. This looks very real, and I feel like it is.
I think it may have been Eric Horseman or somebody said they shoot in Canada, so they're like Canada has a very diverse range of places you can shoot in, and it does look authentic, and I bet they probably shoot just on a lot of locations.
Yeah, because there are times where they're walking where you could see their breath, and I mean,
you can tell when they fake that.
Like they said, this is from 2007, and in the past 12 years, what we can do with post-production on digital effects for little things like that, we've come like light years ahead since things like the capability of 2007. So it feels very authentic to me. So I appreciated the tone. I appreciated the mood. Overall, I was like, I didn't really get the point of this episode. I can't really figure out the point. I'm like, this lesson of some ghosts are good and some are bad, you know.
It almost felt like it.
Like when it got to the end, I was like, yeah, that's what the recap showed.
Yeah. I do think it is missing something that makes it feel like an essential part of this season.
The thing that made it feel unique was going from her perspective, Molly's perspective. That's the thing that made it feel unique, because you're looking at it from the deceased perspective.
Well, yeah, it almost felt to me like a Monster of the Week meets like an emotional lesson of the week, you know, like, and to making that a different approach to doing a more episodic, a more kind of, not just filler episode is like, you know, kind of a mean way to say that, but you know, it's like, like an episode that's not overly consequential to the main plot, but still says a little bit about the characters and has an interesting, you know, approach to a well-worn topic. Yeah, I get you. It's like, I think that's what keeps me from being like, tremendous episode, because I'm like, ultimately, it was pretty cool. I like the way they did that.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess I felt that, you know, as I liked the episode, I was never bored, and
it was well executed and
yes,
well conceived.
I do think that this show has demonstrated that then when they really want to commit to a stylistic approach to something, they can greatly pull it off. And I can't help but feel that this episode could have done that. This episode really could have honed in on even utilizing the feel of the environment more, and borrowing from whatever other horror films that take place in deserted territories with snow and rain. It kind of, I don't know. You know how they have those episodes that feel like movies?
Yeah.
Like this still felt like a show, and I felt this had the potential to feel like a movie. And so this is really a judgment based off of what I've seen them pull off before. Because for like television, this is really good. From what we've seen from this season alone.
Yeah.
With certain episodes where you're like, that feels like a 45-minute short film. I thought this could have done that.
This one did that for me in moments, but not for the overall. Like there were times where I found myself going, "Wow!" Like I really appreciate the way that they've transcribed, like the haunted house, you know, haunted forest kind of tone, the ghost story, you know, old highway kind of tone to this. But there are other just sequences that are a bit more show-like. And again, I know we keep harping on that montage at the end, but that felt especially TV show-like.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Is I think the only thing that really made this Supernatural episode unique was changing perspective. But I felt, and also like interaction with a ghost. But we've had that, like the ghost has to like go or something like that.
Yeah, it's
and I'm like, there's just something there where it felt like a well done retread of things we've already seen from the show.
It's like when a band you like writes a song that's very similar to a different song. It's still good, but you know you've heard them do that before, so you're like, I'll throw this on a playlist, sure, you know. But I don't love it as much as some of the other more distinct versions of this. Like, it's
I feel like as much as a fan base this show has, I feel like Supernatural doesn't need 20 something episodes. I feel like like this type of series could potentially have. I know it's ending.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it could have potentially benefited more from less episodes.
Yeah, if they had really wanted to, like, if TV had been at a different place at the time,
True,
I think,
true,
and
yeah.
yeah,
This
like
is
really
2007,
serialized TV, like, yeah, I think that would have been perfect, like 10 or maybe even 12. You know, you go 12 or 13, but yeah, like cut it in half and just have everything be serial for the most part.
Or 6 episodes and double the budget.
That's right, you know, and have them be. What's 2 times? Have them be 84 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. That's
how you
gonna be
do
so
it.
satisfying. Every season comes out 3 years apart. Nobody keeps track of the story.
Man. Anyway, you guys like this episode? What are your thoughts on it? Comment below. Subscribe to the Reject Nation. Click that notification bell. You can't do any of that here. We'll see you guys later.
Peace.